Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 45 of Kupo Quest. Things are a little different. We had a little bit of a delay, and we're missing a couple people. But you know what? The show must go on because I told them they had to still play. So, I had redone all of the new fancy overlays, and then I did it for 5 players, 4 players, not 3 players. So we get a little flashback to our old overlay tonight. But we're here and we're ready to play some D&D. Where we left off, we were in the town of Balamb. We had a little bit of downtime. A couple things transpired. Nozak, with the help of Sid, rebuilt the airship from scratch, basically, and in doing so, added a bunch of new amenities, specifically individualized rooms for each of our compatriots here, including one for Queen Sarah, which kind of tips Nozak's hand in what he is wanting to do with that pursuit on whether she should come with them or stay behind. The more and more people talk, it does seem like people are siding with Sarah against Izzy, who is very adamant that she should not come. Izzy's not here tonight now either, so we'll see what happens. But we also got one other additional piece of information as uh, Nozak contacted the Empress Hildegard of the Empire, to check in. And they had a quick conversation, and he later revealed to Queen Sarah that Luca, his adopted son, is actually the bastard son of Noctis, and Noctis does not know of his existence. He has been keeping this secret from Noctis, hiding the child on the Empress's wishes. So another layer of bumminess there. We also learned that in attempting to travel from Windhill via teleport to Balamb, Hikael wound up somewhere else. We're not sure where, but Izzy anticipates or thinks that it might be the Beastlands because he did mention that Grunthor's wife, once they landed and got to a town, was taken away and he hadn't seen them yet. And he says he's not coming to Balamb until he gets her back. So, with that, we've had about a week of downtime. We've all had additional things that we've done. And the morning dawns on the day that we are deciding what we're going to do. Now, Squall and Renoa, the president and vice president of Balamb, have asked for the group to meet with them before they go to kind of talk strategy and plans and figure out what's happening. But at this point, the group does have a couple decisions to make. There's a couple outstanding things that are going. There's 2 crystals remaining. There's the Earth Crystal that's up in the Norvalen region and the Fire Crystal in the Thanolin region. Now, they've already had a little bit of a run-in with the Fiend guarding that area when they crash landed. On top of that, there's whatever's going on with Hikael and Grunthor's family, and then there is whatever's going on back in Balamb. So there's a lot of different directions that the group needs to decide between. So it is the morning of the day of your departure. Before you go to meet with them, is there anything you would want to do or would like to be doing on this day or even the night before? Anything you want to take care of last minute loose ends?
Trying to think now. That was a lot.
I'm sorry, I'm done monologuing.
I must have missed something in the last one because I was like, wait, Grunthor's wife got. Wait, when did she get taken? I didn't remember that part.
You need to pay more attention. You know
I
what?
have paid so much attention, and I feel bad.
Also, if you missed something, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Wolfkin's TTRPG, and all of the past episodes are there.
Shameless plug.
Wow.
Totally
wow.
shameless. I have no shame.
Wow, Wolfkins. Okay.
If you need help remembering it, it's the same as my Twitch handle, which is twitch.tv/Wolfkins TTRPG. We are affiliate now. Thank you all for helping me to get to there. So if you'd like to check out any of those.
And if you subscribe, you can also go to past episodes. And
you can. And it comes with exclusive emotes that I just figured out how to upload today. So we're off and running. This is a great episode, you all.
God.
So what do y'all want to do?
Helen's comment is just going to be lol, I swear.
No, oh, so it's Ace that keeps you all on track.
A little bit of yes. I think Nozak's kind of good until we meet up, really.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, I
Okay.
think Ava's content. He did everything during his downtime.
Oh, this is not, again, this is part of the recap. I'm not trying to force your hand. I just want to make sure you remember, since I just found out that Psychic doesn't pay attention. Sarah
fuck off.
did Sarah did ask you a favor. She was asking if you were able to scry. She was wanting to check on Furion.
Oh,
So
that's right. I
don't
totally
forget
forgot
about
about
that.
that.
Unless you don't want to. I want to remind you that so that you will have that knowledge since you
Maybe I
Just-
can talk to Renora in the morning then, or at the meeting. I'll do it. Go, Grunthor, sorry.
If you go to the past episode, that was brought up. So.
It was
I
brought up in
remember that part. I remember that part at least, because I was
At
like,
the-
well, I don't know if I can do that.
at the end of the last episode, talking to you directly. Episode 44, Invincible, now available on YouTube.
I thought you were about to say iTunes then.
Well, it is. We do have a podcast.
No!
But I am very bad about remembering to upload the stuff there. In case you
Good
haven't
enough.
realized, I got a little thrown when we were down a couple players, so this is going to be fun. We're just going to riff it. Anyway.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
During Sir Grunthor's downtime, he just left his armor in the open armory.
He did.
Would I have been able to retrieve that? Because he has something very valuable with that piece of armor.
Oh.
I don't think it's
or
the
at
same
least
armor
Ava
you're
thinks.
thinking.
Oh,
You
okay.
would be able to retrieve it. You would notice just being in there, in and out, because old Galka armor is pretty simple to spot. When you do get it, though, you do notice that it's not exactly the same. When you touch it, it has a chill to it almost that seems perpetual. Not anything that's super hurts your hand, but it just always seems cool to the touch. But if you were specifically looking for the materia, that was not there.
Oh, okay,
That
interesting.
Yeah. The armor does look different, very slightly different from what he had before.
All right, never mind then.
Well, you got information now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Good thought.
Information is everything. Yeah, I think I'd just end up talking to Renella tomorrow about that and making sure everyone's good. Nozak's easy now. I'm all done.
No,
I'm good now.
Everybody's done. Everybody's just, all right, game over. You all win.
Yay! See you all next
So,
week for Kupo Quest 2.
We're not playing
Live
this
on the Wolfins TTRPG channel.
Next week, we're off because we're doing a Halloween one-shot. Stop it. I'll plug shit at the end. So, morning comes the next day. You all have a long rest. And you have been asked to gather back in Squall's office. You'll notice everyone is there, including Izzy and Blake, but they seem to be withdrawn, not really saying much. Izzy still seems agitated by the whole thing, and he just seems to kind of be withdrawing, not really talking to anyone else. Even if you try to say hi, he kind of just nods and almost dismissively. Blake, on the other hand, she still seems kind of like she's just still recovering from her week-long spa. She seems a little sleepy. She's here, but she's not really actively participating. Once you come in, all of the furniture's kind of been pushed to the sides of the room, and there's one table that's kind of just been placed down in the middle. And on it, unfurled, is just this map of Fantasia and the main continent, including the Beastlands, what you can see here on the screen. And there's just some chairs that's been put around it, and there's a couple people here. Sarah is here. She's joined you. Squall, Renoa. Sid is in the room also. And Hojo is also there.
Ooh.
So, perception checks. Let's see. What's your passive perception? We've got 17 for Ava, 16. Oh, Grunther, passive perception 18. Grunther, when you come in, you notice, wow, Grunther, we swap there. Because what yours used to be, Nozak? Wasn't it like 21, 22?
Yeah, it used to be like 21 or 22.
Okay. You notice, actually, you don't know some of these people. The one person that you see that's new, he's wearing kind of a white, long cloak of some kind, has kind of black hair, he has pulled back in a ponytail, and he just seems to be watching you inquisitively. But he seems to be paying you more attention than the rest. As you come in, Squall just kind of acknowledges you. Oh, good, you're here. I just wanted to have one kind of last briefing before we all went our separate ways and made sure we're all on the same page before we get out of here. This could be the last moment we have of reprieve before things get ugly. Have a seat. We've got some breakfast. He points over, and there's like an assorted tray of just different kinds of breads and pastries and things over on the side. We might be here for a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page before we left. So I've invited a couple people here, just the inner circle of those that I think will be vital to the planning of a successful war.
Okay. Nozak's gonna walk up to the kind of the long table thing, and without thinking, I'm gonna turn to Grunthor and I'm gonna. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm gonna turn to Ava. I'll be like, Ava, uppies. I need to see what's on the table, please. Just thank you. And I'm just gonna like look down the road. I'm gonna grab one of like the big pastries, which is just a couple slices of bread, and I'm just gonna
Okay.
jump off that and then jump onto the war table and just kind of sit down as a little rabbit and start eating.
If you were able to jump
Okay.
on that table, why'd you need me to pick you up for that table? That table's taller.
Well, I've already been on this table. I haven't been on that. That table has food on it. I have fur.
Okay, that's fair.
You know that we actually need to look at this table. That's why there's a map on it.
I'll move. I'm on the corner. Look,
Okay.
if I'm gonna stand up and look down. Okay, look, I'm on the point just above the gold saucer. It's fine. There's nothing there anyway.
Whatever. Everybody else gets
And you
some
can
food.
use me to move things.
He kind of just pulls a seat out and just sits down. He just kind of sits back like, you can see he's like, oh, it's too early for this shit. Renoa,
Grunthor's just gonna
oh, go ahead.
take a look at the food and kind of like, and goes over to a chair and flops down into it. Hopefully, it holds my weight.
There's a groan when you sit down as you plop into it, but it holds. But it's you plop down a little hard. I did forget to mention Duchess is there as well. She came in with Blake. Give me an insight check, Gunther. We got 13.
Thank you, Sirenscape, for finally kicking in. Goddamn.
I just hit it. I was like, it's quiet in here. She's, as you kind of glance over to her, thinking about some of the things that happened the day before, she seems a little more comfortable with you in the room. There's still part of her that's kind of keeping an eye on you, you can see. But she seems to have relaxed a little bit. She's still keeping her distance. She's not cuddling up to you or anything, but across the room, she's kind of just hunkered down next to Blake and isn't just staring at you. Like, she'll give you a glance, but then kind of looks around following just the little conversations as though she's just absorbing everything.
Is there any part of me that thinks what she might like to eat and or drink? Because I would like to maybe possibly grab a plate of food for her, as well as a mishmash of stuff for Blake.
Perfect. Okay. I will let you roll history or animal handling, whichever is better for you.
Yay, animal handling +4.
Oh, there we go. Ingrained animal handling.
Yay, oh, I'm meant to be a
13.
13 all day.
13. You know, that's my brother's favorite Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 13.
Good choice. I will die on this hill. Not my favorite, but good choice.
Oh, he hates it. That was a lie, just in case he ever watches this, so that he'll I mean, that was literally
tagging him on Twitter right now.
So you're not 100% sure. If you get up, you go and you kind of look over the spread that they have. There's some things that look like you think she might eat, but as far as just what's coming to you, you can't remember. You feel like you should know, though. And there's a little part of you that gets a little frustrated because you feel like, have you ever had that thought, like you're trying to remember something and it's like right there, like just out of your grasp, like you know it? That's kind of what you're feeling.
Like if I looked at a previous episode, I might remember.
If you looked at the previous episode and broke the fourth wall, you would.
I'm going to just walk over to the table anyway, get up off the chair, walk over to the table, grab a couple plates, fill it with what I think Blake would like, and then another plate of I don't know, seeds and whatever I think would be that a chocobo would like, and I'm going to bring it over slowly.
Okay. They don't have seeds so much, but they do have these little crackers towards the end that look like they have seeds kind of darted through them, like pumpkin seeds or something. That's probably what you would get. Give me one more animal handling check with advantage this time.
Yeah.
24.
Nice.
Natural 20, right? Okay.
Natural 20, yeah.
There's a moment you approach slowly, and she doesn't even seem to flinch. She just kind of watches you walk slowly towards her, and as you kind of reach it out, she just bends down, she sniffs it a little bit, and then she takes it out of your hand. And then there's a moment where she kind of locks eyes with you and just very subtly dips her head as if to say thank you. And then she throws her head back and throws it in the air and then just catches it and swallows it whole. And then she does that bird thing where it's like, as she tries to swallow it down.
I just kind of nod to Blake and lady, Duchess, and kind of back away, turn around, go back to the chair, and I hope it doesn't break.
I'm not gonna do that to you. Not until the meeting's over.
Right at the end, it just splits.
As you sit back down, there's another groaning sound, and at this point, Squall kind of looks over at you, and then just subtly looks down at the chair, and then shoots a kind of a look across at Renoa, and she goes. After a minute, everybody kind of gets their food, gathers around the table, and kind of sits down. Squall kind of leans forward. Okay. We have a few things to discuss, I think, starting with the plan, what we need to do, how we're going to divide and conquer. I think the first thing that we need to make sure is the position of your group. He kind of looks towards the 5 of you, and Sarah. Whether or not you're acting as her escort up towards the Norvalen region or if we need to find another way. Has there been a decision made on that? He kind of just looks around expectantly, glancing over specifically and just lingering at Izzy for a minute, who avoids his gaze. He just kind of looks down. Izzy seems to be resigned to whatever you all decide.
That's what you get for not showing up. Ava will clear his throat after almost choking on a piece of bread, and we'll go, yes, Sarah will be joining us for this expedition. Assuming she still wants to, and I'll look towards her.
She kind of sits up straighter. Of course. I feel safer with none other but you.
As long as it's to thwart the Empire and eventually sever the head of the serpent.
We'll
On
get
that,
there.
you
Baby
and I
steps.
are aligned. I think that forming a strong alliance with the Ellison is the first step to that. We all know that the Empire has amassed an army stronger than any one nation, and now with the fall of Cornelia, it's even fewer bodies that we have, and at the moment, only Balamb stands against them. We've seen firsthand that Alexandria will not lift a finger in defiance of the Empire. They hide behind their walls, they sacrifice their own people so that they can stay safe. We also know that Rabanastre is allied closely with the Empire. The only hope we have is to ally ourselves with the Ellison and convince them to not take a neutrality stance in the coming war. We've already lost Mysidia.
Yeah.
She looks around to everybody. She then looks at Izzy, who is not meeting her gaze. I know that some of you have reservations about me coming, but I truly believe this is the best thing for Cornelia, for Fantasia. I think it's the only chance we have against the Empire. She looks back
I'm going
to
to
you.
stand up.
Hey, oh, go ahead.
And I'm going to stand up, and it's like, agreed. They either stand with us or against us.
I hate to draw lines in the sand like that, but I think that you might be right in this case. The Empire leaves no room for neutrality, no room for gray. You're Empire or you're not. They've made that clear. She looks back to you, Ava. I appreciate this. I do. I will not be a burden. I can hold my own, and Grunthor has made sure that I at least know the basics of how to wield this, and she kind of pats the mace at her side. Together is the only way we will see this through. She glances back at Izzy one more time. And then she kind of just sits back and allows the conversation to continue. So Squall picks back up. All right, so that's settled. So the 5 of you and Sarah will be taking the airship up to the Norvalen region in order to parlay with the Ellison there. That still leaves a couple outstanding issues. We still need to send an envoy to Cornelia in order to assess the damages there. We're putting together a small team in order to send over that way. We recognize there are some dangers there, especially if the pox has spread to that area. We also know that Cornelia itself is currently, under Empire control. At this point, we can only assume that they're amassing their ships there in order to sail up to either Sandoria itself or directly towards the crystal, though we don't have any intelligence to tell us which or for what purpose. That's what we know. So for this, I ask your counsel. Which is more important to you? Checking on those that are hiding out in the temple, or launching a preemptive counter-assault on the forces remaining in Cornelia. This will dictate the size that we send, how many people are required. Keeping in mind, the more people we send, the more people we have, or the less people we have here to defend Balamb, should they launch a counterattack at any time, or a preemptive attack. So I'm seeking counsel here from those of you that have traveled from these lands, that have been dealing more directly with the Empire. He just kind of looks around.
Nozak's just going to give himself a little grunt there. Nozak's going to stand up and kind of look at Squall, and then balance himself on the edge of the table and walk across where the top is, where on the map Ishgard and all that is, across to the other corner.
As you're walking across, you accidentally kick over some of just these little You've noticed that Squall's set up little, like, miniatures across it.
Oh, if he's set things up, I'm going to try to avoid
You're
them.
going to try... Okay, all right. Give me a dexterity check.
God, here we go. Okay.
I just want to piss Squall off.
Where is that just a dexterity? Just
Yeah, just click on
flat
dex. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can just hop on over.
I could just hop on over. 15.
15's fine. You managed to not knock anything over. No one gets pissed. The game's not fun anymore.
No, I'm going to walk over to the other corner to where the ether tree is, Sandoria. I'm just going to look at the map. Like, is there a bridge or like a land bridge or anything between where the ether tree is and the mainland, or is that just a body of water?
That's just water. There is no connection between the island of the Aoife tree and the main continent. The Aoife tree, also, the island itself is quite tall. We don't really know the method that the Ellison used to get back and forth, but they have something. Likely some kind of teleportation magic, we assume. Now, this is why we do think that the Empire may be going straight to the capital instead of the crystal itself, because it doesn't, from what we've gathered, there doesn't seem to be any way to actually scale an island or a bluff that tall from their boats, at least efficiently, before they could get noticed.
Don't we have a flying ship?
Well, yes, that's what we're thinking about.
At this point, Sid kind of pipes up. Yeah, you got a fucking flying ship, all right? And a good one this time. Not that the other one was bad. Here's a problem, though. We've done everything we can to make sure this fucker can stay in the air without this tall one having to stay on constantly manning the thing. But it's not going to be able to handle just hovering in the air for days on end. So, I mean, you're going to have to be careful what you do here, because it's going to be risky if you try to just leave it hanging in the air and abandon the ship. I'm just telling you that's not a great idea. Now, you want my opinion, depending on where you're going. Sounds like you're trying to do a diplomatic mission. It's going to take a little bit longer. Easiest thing to do is fly as close as you can to the big fucking forest they got up there. Land outside and go in on foot. I'll tell you why. There's 2 reasons. A, the reason I just said. The thing ain't going to be able to fly in the sky for forever, right? B, you guys got the only fucking flying airship. You already crashed it 2 times, right? I don't think the Ellison are going to take too kind of just this fucking coming in over the top of all of their shit. I think you might be looking at being shot out of the sky if you're not careful. Just my 2 cents. If you come back again without an airship, I ain't building you another one. All right? This is the last fucking airship I built for you all. This Squall says, all right, I think we get it. But Sid's not wrong. Any direct attempt to fly in directly to Sandoria may be viewed as an assault. Just something to think about. Be prepared to handle it, should that be the route you choose to take. I'm just telling you, route you choose to take. If that's the route you choose to take and you come back without an airship, it's the last one you get. I want you to try to find somebody else. I'll build you an airship twice. Sid has not had his coffee. And he's just generally unpleasant, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
If we can't go directly to the ether tree, it's got the high walls. I mean, we can fly. Like, we have access to... It's a ship. Could we not just anchor it in the water for a little bit? Like, on the other side?
Yeah, that's always a possibility. You could definitely do that. That's what you wanted to do. Like I said, though, or like Squall said just a minute ago, it might be hard to scale the cliff. It's up to you all. I mean, so the island that the Aoife tree's on, from my understanding, is really tall. So you could land in the water, try to scale it. That's fine. You're not going to be able to land the airship on that island. The Aoife tree itself takes up too much of the landmass. You're just not going to be able to do it.
But then the question becomes, how do we do it then? Is it almost forcing our hand, Ava? Gruntle? Izzy? Do we kind of have to... If we can avoid...
Well, either way, we
Sarah-
need to talk to the elves, so I'm sure they'll know how to get to the tree. They've been doing it for years.
Sarah kind of
Are
pipes
they
in.
going to trust us?
I agree with Ava. If we convince them to trust us, then they could show us their method to get to it. We could try scaling it if we landed in the water, but that could be difficult. I'm up for it if you are.
I mean, the only reason I thought of that is we can fly. Izzy has their broom. So if worse comes to worse and we need to get up there quickly and, quotation marks, without being spotted, that might be an option. I'm worried about if we've maybe waited too long with the Empire's forces, because they move quick. They move very quick. They're not ultimately strong, but if they just send an envoy, or if they just send like a political team of some sort, I mean, we saw what happened with the mage. They're not above murder.
Well, we saw what happened in their own capital, too. Murder's the last thing they care about. It's just another thing they do. Noctis killed his own father, for God's sake. He's not going to care about a bunch of people he's never met.
When she says that, I'm gonna kind of give her a look and like shake my head a little bit, as if to be like, no more. I think now I'm just getting a bit nervous about that part, so I'm just gonna be like, in my head I'll be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Nah,
As
I
much
love
as
you're
I
going to
would
be super paranoid every time she opens her mouth now.
yep. That's the
And,
real reason I'm keeping her with us, so I can keep an eye on her.
Ava, what would you say?
As a person of Cornelia, I would personally prefer if a team was sent out to the Wind Temple to check on them. But I know there are also people that are sick, so it's a risk. But the smarter play is to honestly launch a counterattack on the place in Cornelia. I think I would advise for counterattack in Cornelia, unfortunately.
It's better to have a place to help the sick rather than help the sick find a place to rest. If that makes sense.
So what's your vote, Nozak?
In my mind, theoretically, we could fly around. I still have one sending scroll left. So theoretically, I'd be able to, we'd be flying around, I'd be able to get a bird's eye view and send back a relay. But that also means people waiting here, and we can't afford that.
Yeah, we can't wait around. Anything we do is just gonna... We need to send a team out today, leaving with you.
And I don't want to... I'm gonna, kind of look like I'm, playing with my gauntlet a little bit. I'm gonna be like, Sid, what did we say was the maximum capacity we could have with the Invincible?
What are you thinking?
I mean, if we want to act fast and act quick, would we be able to do a stop-off near Cornelia and drop off a small army?
Yeah, you absolutely could if that's what you wanted to do. I think you could probably get
Saves
enough
you guys
people to
times.
make a difference.
It also saves the troops time having to travel. It saves them time knowing what they're going to get into, because they're going to see the city coming up ahead before anything as well. And I mean, they're probably not going to expect an airship to turn up and drop a whole army on them.
Well, I will say this. Squall this time. It's not a bad idea. It's a nice, efficient way to get troops over to Cornelia quickly.
It's going to be smaller.
We won't be able to take them in surprise. And they will see the airship coming, and I'm guessing that they will know the airship belongs to you at this point. Now, that's not to say this plan doesn't have merit. You could fill up the Invincible with as many troops as you can, go into Cornelia, launch that counter-assault. If we could stop them there, that buys us even additional time in order to go up Sandoria and parlay with the elves.
Nozak's gonna like step around some of the pieces and that and kind of look down as well. I'm like, and it also gives us a foothold on the southern waters. Like, yes, obviously we've got the water temple that, I mean, we've spoken about that before, but this at least gives us kind of the southern waterfront as a defensive thing. We could use. I'm gonna look at Sarah. I'm gonna be like, we talked last night. You know where I stand, so don't take this the wrong way. We might be able to use Cornelia as a defense for the ports. We might be able to use Cornelia as a way to transfer resources between Balamb and Cornelia because they're both on the same fronts. We might.
You do not have to apologize, Nozak. That is a great idea. And to be honest, the thought of liberating Cornelia, giving my people someplace to come home to, plus, even if the pox has spread, Cornelia is bigger than the Wind Temple. Giving them an ability to come home and spread out may help stop the spread of the pox. This plan has my vote.
I don't really know what else we can do. I mean, Ava, you're the one that's got to fly it. You're the one that's kind of. I mean, we can give ideas, but ultimately, you're the one we need for all of this as well. So, I think this might also give us maybe we could even pick up a couple more troops. We might even be able to find Morrow, even see if they're still around. Morrow might even be able to help us out with Sandoria. Would you know if he's been around there? Would you know if that's a thing?
Morrow's been very ill. I wouldn't recommend he travel with us. He needs to
Right.
quarantine and stay away from people.
I forgot about that. Maybe I
Bit
can give him
somebody.
a once over.
That's true. He did bite somebody. I totally forgot about that.
Did you mention that to everybody else? I can't remember. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right. Can I do a history check from working within the clergy on the patients that had the pox from the Empire to see if I can remember if anybody was a biter or anybody was kind of like a physical sickened person?
History or medicine check? You can do that. Don't you all wish you had like this disembodied DM voice to remind you of shit in your daily lives? Wouldn't that be great?
You have
True.
no idea.
Wouldn't that be
It
great?
would be wonderful.
Okay. 21
21.
in history.
Here's the thing. You don't remember anybody biting. I mean, for mostly what you remember was the pox and all that. But Massidia came in and helped neutralize the sickness
Wow.
earlier on in the cycle. You actually never really saw the sickness develop that far because Massidia was, well, they were quarantining people and then eliminating them before it got to that part. So
Yeah.
no, you don't. But with that, you know that you never actually got to see it progress. Whereas the people
Okay.
that are of
That makes
Cornelia
sense.
are being left
Haven't been
unchecked,
lucky.
untreated. So it could be a natural evolution.
Eva, have you talked to your informant recently? Maybe you might be able to get a small answer, like a quick thing now of what's going on so we know it might help, perhaps. I don't know if you're able to. I don't know how you do that. Yours is different to Izzy's and Blake's. I don't even know if, like, how does it.
Yeah, I only get to phone a friend once a day, unfortunately. What are you wanting to find out? Just the general status of people in the temple, or what are you wanting to know specifically?
Just to see if people are still biting, what's going on. I mean, I think I'm going to kind of look around the table. I'm going to make eye contact with Hojo, and I'm just going to absolutely just feel shivers of disgust in my brain, in my body from the Guardian Force that I am like, I need to fix that. Holy shit. but I'm gonna like maybe we just if we have a bit more information before we go. Renoa, do you know anyone in Balamb or Garden that might have dealt with the pox or might have experienced something that might be able to help us as well? I don't.
We've been lucky here. We haven't really had any outbreaks. Yeah, we haven't had any actually. I think there was a report of some in Windhill maybe early on. Don't remember what happened with that though. The best person actually would be Hikael, but and she kind of looks over to Izzy. At this point, Izzy would raise his head and just. I think Izzy would just say Hikael's in the Beastlands and leave it at that. Now, Izzy can correct me if I'm wrong, but given his current mental state, not wanting to just move things along, I think he would say that just trying to shut it down and move along.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, Izzy should only have one level of exhaustion now because we got a long rest, right?
he does. Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He would be our best bet. I mean, apart from that, Hojo is he doesn't have much experience with it, but he is the best mind we have. Hojo just kind of smiles. I'm charmed. Thank you.
I'm just gonna
Great.
I'm just gonna physically cringe. I just like, ugh. And then I'm gonna catch myself. It's gonna be obvious. No one should need to roll. They all saw me cringe.
Sure.
And Nozak's just gonna be like, you guys are gonna need someone here just in case as well. Someone smart to notice things, the tactics, the strategies. We can't really take that away from Bala. We can't really take that away from the garden. I mean, and as well, you need someone to keep in charge with the other stuff.
I agree.
So
I think that and he looks
so just
over.
hearing I agree, Nozak's just gonna let out the deepest sigh of relief.
He looks over and he catches Renoa's eye and she just gives him a kind of a subtle nod. Either myself or Renoa will be joining the assault on Cornelia. And the other will remain here in order to maintain the battle from this end.
Will you be joining us further into Sandoria, or are you just staying in Cornelia? Because I mean this respectfully, it is going to change who I think should come depending on how far you go.
Well, I think honestly that depends on what we find in Cornelia. Truthfully, I think that someone is going to need to stay behind in Cornelia once we liberate it in order to help navigate the getting people fed, moved back. Now, at that point, he kind of looks across the table at Sarah. If we go with the plan with stopping at Cornelia first, liberating it as one unified unit, and then continuing on to Sandoria, we have some options. Whoever goes between myself and Renoa could continue with the group, leaving you behind in Cornelia in order to lead your people. Or you could continue on to Sandoria yourself. Assuming we're successful in launching a counterattack against the Empire. Which is a big assumption, but I don't plan for failure.
Like this one.
How long would it take your men to stealthily get to Cornelia?
Stealthily? We're looking at quite a long time. First of all, we have to get through Empire territory. Now, things are made a little bit easier with, I hate to say this, Altair no longer being a factor. With that, there's really no Empire holdings direct between here and Cornelia, so that does help. That doesn't mean we won't have
that idea went up in flames, didn't it?
Oh, Nozak. Oh, you already have inspiration. That was an inspiration-worthy pun. For those of you that haven't been following Kupo Quest from the beginning, these people indirectly burned Altair to the ground. It was totally
We
indirectly,
did
not
nothing.
yeah, it was all your fault. It was all your
But
fault.
it was a hot situation.
It was a hot
Yeah.
situation. You haven't used your... Wait. Are you out of inspiration? You're out of inspiration. You can have inspiration, my friend. Inspiration for puns. I don't know why I came up with that, but it makes me happy, and I hope it makes you happy. So,
I've been holding on to that for like 30 episodes. I want you to know.
There's just a little post-it note, and you can finally take it off and crumble it and throw it away.
Throw it away.
I'm just looking for a chance for me to beat my ultimate one about the blue eyes.
Oh, there's nothing.
Whoa, there is nothing. I'm sorry.
I want to make more just short clips of Kupo Quest because I think they're fun, but I have not been able to think of anything better than that. Like, I came out of the gate. I've got one clip so far on my YouTube channel. I came out of the gate with the Izzy Blue Eyes thing. I'm like, nothing is going to top that. I should have saved that for last. That was everyone's reaction, and everything was just perfect. Watching like Ace lose his mind when you said that was just beautiful. So, going back to that question, we're still probably looking at weeks, not days, to stealthily move across, making sure that they might be able to go faster. It also depends on if we're sending a small party or a larger army. It does sound like we're leaning towards actually doing a counterattack on Cornelia, which will require more people. More people not walk slower, but you know what I mean. They move slower.
Yeah, we've done that.
That's a factor. Also, it is harder to move that many people through Empire territory, even though we're not going directly through any holdings. They may take notice. I can't guarantee there won't be a skirmish or two along the way, but we'll prepare for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, I think taking men in the airship would be better then.
I do like this plan. Also, not to insinuate or tilt your hand at all, but if that's the case, then perhaps we would have the 5 of you for the assault before you took off. Might help turn the tide in our favor a little bit.
I mean,
Squall knows how to speak my language!
He has literally, in one sentence, gotten 2 people immediately on board. Didn't even need to try.
Damn it, where's everybody else to convince us not to do this?
That's what he does.
Ava is that person that says 1 like and I'll do this. Ava likes this. I guess I'll do it.
I guess so.
Does everyone have like triple disadvantage to try and convince us not to do this plan now?
Well, the convincing, we'll have to see what happens when the other 2 come back. I do imagine that Izzy may not want to delay.
No shot Izzy's going to approve of this. Yeah.
So there'll be some fun RP there because I know for a fact Ava just seems up for kicking ass. And I would like to see how not Grunthor would behave leaving Empire forces intact after he saw them. So that would be...
We all know none of those people are going to be left intact, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, that's what
ever seen a dog leave a piece of hot dog alone? Yeah.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. So
we'll land, we'll look at Grunthor and be like, thick 'em, boy.
Everybody just sits back like, he lived the last time, kinda. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He has the power of Heidelin and anime on his side.
Anime. The power of friendship is what's propelled us to this point in the story, right?
No, I've played Kingdom Hearts, none of that shit. I think it might be best if we did stay and help. At the very least, I mean, even at the very least, just for the fact of it'll give us a halfway home, if that makes sense. It'll give us, so we don't have to go all the way back to Balamb in one shot. We have a pit stop.
Sarah pipes up at this point. If we did stay and help, I think it could be a much quicker, much more decisive battle. If we fly in with your troops, Squall, and this group and myself stay to help the assault, help the defense of Cornelia, I think we might stand a real chance of being able to just snuff this out quickly and continue on our way to Sandoria.
Oh, God, you're right, and having a representative of Balamb with us might even help convince the Sandorians more. It's not just Cornelia heading strong into this war, it's Cornelia and friends.
Exactly, and if they don't believe us and they try to scry or look at Cornelia, they would see that the Cornelian flags are there, not the Empire's colours. So that might give us a bit more of a bargaining chip to say that we already have... We had the power to take back one of the cities. Why is Nozak so desperate right now? What is wrong with my character?
GM,
What happened to you?
With all the talk about Cornelia, does that trigger anything?
I'll let you make me another history check.
Ooh!
Actually, I'll give you advantage on this.
Hang on.
Roll it again.
Where is it? Where is it?
10, okay.
Can I?
14 was
No.
my best.
You can't bless
The
him
thing
because
is
you
that-
don't know he's doing it.
No, I don't. I have a kind of bless, but like, can I see if he's like trying to remember something? And like, can I give a flash of genius to be like, well, you and Sarah have done the thing, and
I like the
like,
thought, but this would have just
damn it.
been Cornelia and he had it, you know? I
That's
mean,
fair.
if there's a situation where you know that he's trying to remember something, absolutely you can use that. But in this, it's
Okay,
more
so
to see.
all right. I think
And I kind of
remember
already
that.
had a little flash talking to Sarah,
You did.
or like 3 episodes ago.
You did. So the
Okay.
DC on this was lower.
Which you can go back and watch that episode, and
You can.
yeah,
YouTube.com, right? We all know that part, /Wolfkin's TTRPG. All past episodes. Now, technically, I upload them on the Highwind Herald channel, but they're front and center. You can find them right there on TTRPG, right? You know, also right under that, you can find the other show that I'm on, which is the Walking Dead show over on Omega TV's channel that does every other Thursday or every other Tuesday at 9:30. That's tomorrow, everybody. So check that out. Anyway.
okay. I think we have the name for this particular episode. It's going to be like shameless plugs.
Shameless plugs.
I think so. I'm not above throwing out a fun name like that. Actually, yes. All this talk of Cornelia, specifically when the words Cornelia's flag are spoken, there's something in you that stirs. There's a part of your mind that remembers that flash of color, that blue, that gold. You can see the crest of Cornelia in your mind, and there's a sense of pride that fills in your chest, a sense of longing. It's gone quickly, but you have this desire. The Empire has come into Cornelia, a place that, while you can't fully remember, holds almost a primal part of your soul.
Huh?
And they have desecrated that place.
I think we need to do some exterminating.
Still not used to that. That's gonna take some time to get used to. Holy shit. Okay. It's just Renault, a quick question as well, just as a side thing. I know I asked about a sending scroll, but this might be a bit more advanced, but I feel like it's a bit more pressing. You wouldn't have a scry scroll, would you? Is that a thing? Because you might be able to use that to talk to other leaders if you need to like liaison anything. Maybe it's a long shot. I'm sorry.
It's not something that I have. We could look into having one commissioned. Our mages here aren't the best. They're more artificers here because
yeah, true.
We don't have. We have mages, of course, but nothing on the scale of Mysidia. Or I can look into it. I don't have any offhand, though. I'm sorry.
All right. I'll just have to. I'm just gonna like look around and kind of look at Sarah and just be like, I'll just have to try that a little bit later than I thought.
I will say Just for your information, I think Scry is on the cleric list, and if you wanted to have prepared it, you could have.
I don't think I'm at a high enough level, am I?
Oh yeah, he's not high enough cleric.
You
I have
some cleric levels.
I have access to 3rd level spells, but I don't think Scry's a 3rd level, is it? I think isn't that a higher one?
I can
Yeah,
double
it's 5th
check.
level.
Is it 5th?
Yeah.
5th? Okay.
Yeah, 5th.
Okay.
Because I only have access to cantrips and 1st level cleric, but obviously I can upscale everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blake does.
Blake
does have
wouldn't be able to
access
help us with this
Scry.
though. Because Blake hasn't met Firion.
That's true.
Oh fuck, that's a good point.
How about this? Let me check something really quick.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's see.
Because like, even if there was like a way for me to even just make it happen, that would be cool. But
can Sarah do it?
Well,
hang on, can I?
With this, as you're having this conversation, Izzy just kind of stands up, walks over to you, reaching into his bag, and as he gets it out, he just kind of sets the crystal ball in front of you, and just basically says, "Do what you need to do in a hurry." And then he turns around and goes back to where he was sitting.
Okay.
So you do have the crystal ball that he got from Latoya.
Okay. I'm going to...
I will say this. Let me just say this for anybody watching that's a rules lawyer. Yes, crystal balls technically require attunement. No, I'm not going to worry about that right now because we're down a player and I want to move this forward. So I'm letting him do it. Also, it was a homebrew crystal ball. Never mind. They do whatever they want.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, this is Matoya's crystal ball, not a regular crystal ball.
It does whatever it wants. Matoya is superhuman.
Matoya's ball grows a face, looks at Nozak, says absolutely the fuck not, and rolls back over the table into Izzy's hands.
It don't work for you. Only Izzy scries with me.
Matoya don't need no man.
Get your rabbit paws off me, son.
I think Nozak would flinch at this stage if the ball started talking. I'd just be like, yeah, you know what, fair enough, alright, cool, and just rolls it. No, I'm gonna look at the ball, I'm gonna see if I can, even just like using the crystal, try and manifest something, like focusing on what I want to do, maybe?
What are
this
you trying to
rough.
scry on? It's a roll on the other person's end, so.
Okay, I'm gonna try and scry on the image of Firion, and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna scry on the image of Firion, and I'm gonna see if I can try and play on the emotional connection between obviously the party and Firion, but I also kind of want to see if I can add on something as like a personal touch, because I'm kind of harboring his nephew.
Well, you know Firion well, right? So you are familiar with the target.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get a save modifier of -5 for you to check out on them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't you perform the wedding ceremony?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It's in a past episode that you could watch.
That
was
wedding
an early one. That was like last year.
That was lovely, and it took place in the Chocobo Forest of Spira.
It was sweet, and
it was sweet.
I
It was
shit my pants.
It was bittersweet because we just, we said goodbye to some Chocobo, but then hello to a very new budding romance, and it was adorable. And also, just a side note, it's one of the things I love the most about D&D is that if you had to ask me back then, if I anticipated Sarah to be sitting at a war council with you in episode 45, the answer was no. I did not expect you to be... I expected her to be kind of... her and Firion to go their own way at some point around Altair. No. That's why I love this game. Because you all and these little guys tell a story that I could not tell on my own. So, scrying. That's what you're trying to do, right?
Our little
What's
boys.
wisdom save, right?
Is it wisdom?
Oh.
I don't even know. I've not even looked at this cry thing. And it's a roll on their side, so I can't even do anything to help that, can I?
You cannot. Wisdom.
Okay.
Wow.
And I've got a +2, so I'm assuming not went well.
They failed.
Yeah, that doesn't. Is that good or
That
bad?
means
I don't know.
means it works for you because they failed.
Oh yeah, fuck it, cool,
Yeah.
sweet, let's go. I'm so used to family being bad for me. Sorry.
No, they're rolling. So they're rolling to see if they get scryed on. So you take the crystal ball, you kind of hold it there, and you start focusing. You close your eyes and you start focusing on Furion, on the image of him from your memories, from everything that you have done. You start to remember him as a small child. You start to remember him at his wedding, the way that he almost died in Altair, the way that he stayed behind and helped you all escape from Lindblom. As you're staring at this, it starts to manifest, and you start to see snow pouring through. It almost looks like you're staring into a blizzard at first. And for a minute, it's hard to see anything. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Don't say anything. I'm going to use a luck point and re-roll that.
Go for it. Oh, did you take the lucky feat?
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch. I should have banned that.
Alright, I'm going to roll that again.
I hate lucky, especially with you.
Can I do it twice? What can I do to like replace that? Hang on, let me read luck. Do I have to take the second one, or am I able to just inspiration? Because that second one was a nat 1.
I don't remember. Check it for me. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
have
could
to
burn
go
if you want to
through it.
burn your inspiration. I'll let you do that instead.
Okay, you have 3 points per long rest. Whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can spend 1 to roll additional, and you choose which dice to use. Okay.
So you do blow
Alright,
one of the luckies.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I blew it. I rolled a
So
nat 1, but I
because
get
you
to
have
choose.
lucky, your puns have to be next level to get inspiration. All right, just so you know.
I've got 4 lucky rabbit's feet, so I'm good.
Okay.
I think the airship begs to differ.
Fair. You're looking through what seems to be this just ravaging blizzard, and then you notice something very in the distance. You can see what looks to be a small campfire. You see flickering. You notice the familiar red licking of the flames, just kind of peeking out behind all of this just deluge of wind and snow. Well, not wind, but like snow and sleet. As you kind of focus, the image in the crystal ball moves. As you focus your attention towards that campfire, you draw closer and closer, and you can see a figure sitting next to the campfire. Give me one more perception check.
Fine, I'm making damn sure that I'm looking at all of the shit that I can do to make this work. Okay. 8 plus 6. I'm going to use Flash of Genius of myself to +4, so that'll make it 18.
18, okay. As you focus and the image in the crystal ball starts to become clearer, you see something laid out next to the campfire. This long, huge beast of a something that looks oddly familiar to you.
Can everybody else see the scroll, or is it just me?
No, just you.
Okay, gotcha.
Everybody else just sees you kind of looking at the ball. They can see the magic swirling, but the image itself only appears to you.
Okay.
As you study it for a minute, you realize what you're looking at, and your breath catches. You realize for a second, 2 seconds, you haven't taken a breath. as you see laid out next to that campfire the corpse of the GF Quetzalcoatl. Sitting next to the campfire itself, a large, armored, from head to toe, Black Knight. You feel something as though something is looking into your soul. As the image next to the campfire just slowly turns their head. And you can see, still clad completely, face hidden, as their eyes lock onto yours. So that's where
Does he
you're
like
hiding.
do a power move and like?
Then you just hear him speak aloud. So that's where you're hiding. As the image just swirls, ice and snow once again taking away your vision. As the crystal ball once again dissipates and you see only crystal. You're the only one that has this information.
Nozak needs a fucking moment. Holy shit! What the fuck? Okay. Wow. Right.
Your reactions to that made everything worth it, by the way.
Wow.
Oh my
Fuck.
god!
That was great for me.
I'm gonna kind of look around the table. I'm gonna like take my hands off the ball, and it's just gonna kind of like sit there for a second. And like Nozak's gonna be just stunned. Like he's just like he just got hit with a mental paralyze. Like he needs like a second. And then almost oh god. Okay. He's gonna look at Sarah. He's gonna look at Izzy. And he's gonna look at Squall. And then without saying a word, he's gonna pull out his last sending scroll.
Okay.
And he's going to cast that to just send something to what he just saw, because obviously not everybody else knows, but he's gonna like you're just gonna watch him pull out the sending scroll, unfurl it, but then as soon as you see it unfurl, as soon as the last kind of paper hits, it's gonna start burning to like he's gonna use it like straight away without thinking. Mentally, not out loud, because I remember you don't have to say it out loud, you can say it mentally. I'm just gonna send that message to Farian.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna send a message of saying, I don't even really know what I'm gonna say. I had an idea and then I talked myself out of it.
I love
I'm still
this,
using.
though. I love it because I
Yeah.
feel like in the moment Nozak would just do this. So
Yeah,
coming up with it on the fly
absolutely.
is perfect. So
I've
what
got
do you
25
want to say?
words. I'm so used to maxing 25. Okay.
You don't have to.
No, I know, but like my brain is like, use it. Okay. Okay. What happened? Are you aware of the past? Are you like every other Dark Knight who has come before you? I don't know if that's 20 or 25, I don't care.
It's good. After a moment, as
I
you sit
think
there, the whole room is just staring at you, right? I mean, you did this scry and then just burned this paper and have just been sitting there. And there's an uneasy tension in the room. And at this point, Sarah even says, "What did you see?" And then the response
Nozak's just gonna
comes.
hold up one paw and just.
The response comes to your head. I don't know what you mean. This is how I was. Maid? I know where you are now. And I'm coming. That's all they say. Give me a history check.
Yep, that's fair. I was gonna ask for one for something else as well. Nope. I'm just gonna burn inspiration on that motherfucker. Aren't you happy I'm using all of these now?
Yeah, use it all. Use it
Okay.
all.
13. This is my another reaction because it's a separate thing. So 17.
Okay.
Yeah, 17.
Okay. You don't know too much about the origins of the Dark Knight, what exactly that is. What you know is that there's been a Dark Knight. It's never been clear if it's been the same one, if it's been different people. You don't know where they come from. They are just there when the Empire needs them. You've never heard of more than one at a time, so it's not like an army or anything they have. It's just that when the Empire has really needed to send something in to get shit done, a Dark Knight has been deployed. Now, with that history check, you would know that the Dark Knight has been seen earlier than when Firion would have been born. So you would know that. I mean, they've been deployed in wars before, so it couldn't have always been him, if that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay? But exactly with that, you don't know how they're made. You don't know anything beyond that.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. That's a good thing, but like I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
I'm glad that reveal had the intended effect, by the way. You know, that was just watching your faces was beautiful. I was worried that you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay.
I don't even what do you even how do you even respond to that? I think
Nozak, what is going on? You have a decision here, Nozak.
yeah,
Either
this
you
is
tell the
like
truth or not. You are the only one with this information.
No pressure.
you're right.
While Nozak thinks, I'll relieve some pressure off of him, and Ava will pull out his sending stone.
Okay.
And he will send a message to Leonhart and say, we're planning on sending help soon. Ask all the adults how many of them are soldiers, and tell me how many we have. I hope you guys are okay.
Okay. The answer comes back relatively quickly. I'll do what I can. Most of the adults have been sick. They've quarantined them in the temple. I'm actually taking care of most of the kids. It's bad. I hope it'd be appreciated. I'll find out what I can. I may have went over 25, but I'm the DM, so what are you going to do about it? If you'd like to count how many,
For the DM.
if you'd like to count how many words that was, you can catch the VOD of this at Wolfkin's TTRPG on YouTube. Go to this point and just count my words. Oh God.
Shit. Okay. I feel like Nozak's just kind of like lie down on the table to hell if there's any like pieces on the board behind him. No one's gonna believe me. Damn it. Right. He's just gonna lie down on the table to hell with whatever's behind him or whatever. There's no way anybody would believe me. Like, how do you what? How do you what the fuck do I do? No one's gonna believe that.
Nozak, what is going on?
I'm gonna look
Nozak,
at
just spit it the
Izzy.
fuck out. We're in the middle of a war here.
I'm gonna look at Izzy. I'm just gonna completely talk over the both of them. I'm gonna look at Izzy, and I'm gonna be like, when you scried, it shows absolute truth, yes? There's no bullshit, there's no fuckery, there's no... It's an absolute, yes? Please.
Of course.
Nozak's just gonna scream. Just, like, I don't know whether it would be considered harrowing, whether it would be considered anguish. Probably just in anguish and, like, frustration. More so than, like, just anger or, like, fear.
Renoa startles. Angelo, who didn't even know was in the room, just starts barking from under the table. Just, and even, like, Duchess kind of, like, just shocks awake and just kind of looks around. Nozak?
Grunthor actually gets up too and like pulls off his halberd, getting ready to, like, are we being attacked?
Nozak, what the hell is going on? What did you see?
Well, let's start simple. The Quetzalcoatl's not coming back. Because that's dead. It's dead. Like, that's not you. It's gone.
Dead.
And no.
Wait.
It,
Hold on.
skewered,
Just a second.
stabbed.
A natural 20. As you say that, there's a moment of confusion on Squall's face, and then it dawns on him what you're saying. If you would have seen the Quetzalcoatl when scrying on who he thought you were scrying on. Nozak,
Well,
a word, please. He stands up and pushes his chair away. If you'll excuse us. And he kind of walks towards the door and opens it. Now.
I'm not even gonna, like, get up to move. This is, oh my god, Nozak is what do we call it? Theater kid? Drama's theater kid coded. He's just gonna misty step over to the door.
Okay. As
He's
you
just
kind
gonna,
of
like,
go out the door.
as soon as he opens it, I'm just gonna misty step out of the room. Because I don't even want to look at anybody right now.
He shuts the door behind you and kind of ushers you, kind of pushing you on the back down the hallway and around the corner.
I'm eventually gonna start walking.
You listen to me. If you saw the Quetzalcoatl, you were trying to scry on Furion.
Furion. Yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't tell her that.
You can't tell her that. If you tell
I
her that
can't
now,
tell
she'll
her.
be distracted. We need her focused. There's a time and a place for this. Now is not that time. Look, I like
I
Sarah.
just built up all of this trust with her.
Listen to me.
And I've got to break it all. I don't want to break that. We're just about to go back to the fucking city.
Listen to me. I like Sarah. And I truly think that she is going to be an amazing queen one day, but she is very new at this, and her emotions still play way more into her decision-making than they need to. Now, I do support her in what she's trying to do here, and I think that it's a good thing she tries to step up, but if you tell her this, it will crush her. She will become reckless. She will start making decisions based on irrational desires.
I'm just going to kind of look at Squall and be like, I know that. I've seen what emotions do.
Hold your shit
You
together then and come up with something.
You don't understand. You don't understand the severity of this situation. It's not just that. There's only ever one. There was one before that. They only go to get shit done. They don't come back. They're humanless. They're emotion.
Did Furion voluntarily do this?
I don't think anyone's ever volunteered for this. I don't know how they're made. I just know that when shit happens, they send them out. And they get results. I know how strong he is. I've practically half raised that little shit. But, like, I know what he's capable of, and I know he wouldn't do that willingly. He knows what that's capable of. But I can't...
Yeah, you can't.
Please
You can't.
understand, I can't lie to her.
You have to.
I don't have a choice.
Do you have any
I
idea
still
what's
need to
going to happen
live with her.
I can't tell you what to do. Actually, I can fucking tell you what to do, but whether you listen to it or not is your own damn problem. But if you go back in that room and you tell her what you saw, if you tell her whatever he's turned into right now, then everything we've been planning is going to go to shit. She's going to be unfocused. She's not going to be able to lead her people. We need to leave her with that hope, or there's no hope for the rest of us. Now, you understand that, right?
What do I do when she finds out then? He's coming here.
Wait, what do you mean he's coming here?
He knows where we are.
How the fuck does he know where you are?
I've never done that before. That's the first time I've done that. I didn't even know you could do that until fucking Izzy did it the other day. And that was how the fucking mages and shit come and attacked us in the forest before we got home. He looked directly into that thing and said, I know where you are and I am coming. The only thing you can bank on is that they don't know about Garden, but even that's not possible anymore.
Well, this changes things too.
These things are merciless. They don't just leave bodies and wood. They leave empty plains after existence. I don't even know how the fuck Grunthor managed to stop the other one from decimating Alexandria. But also, you need to understand, that's not Grunthor anymore.
Oh,
so whatever the fuck happened there...
Yeah,
this isn't
this
just
changes
small.
everything. We can't take an entire army away from this place if we have to be here to defend against the Dark Knight that's coming.
It took down one quest. It didn't even look like it broke a sweat. It wasn't even like one long... It looked like a piece of steak that was just laid out on the snow. Jesus that wasn't Christ. A Guardian Force. That was a rug. You know how I feel about the Guardian Force situation. You know I don't like that because I didn't understand. You know my feelings. Right now, I need you to listen to me with the experience I have with the Empire and the Dark Knight. I'm not saying this because I don't trust you as a leader. You have shown us many times that you are. I'm not saying this as an emotional response to try and figure out what to do. I am speaking to you as an ex-military leader and weapons manufacturer. If you want any chance of survival against this thing, to save Balamb the city, you need to get every single fucking one of those things up and running by tomorrow. Because that thing's going to be here maybe a couple of weeks, and you won't have a city left if it gets through. It isn't just a matter of we need an army to stop it. Regardless of who is here, nothing is going to stop it. I know it's going to take weeks because that thing walks. It doesn't run or fly. It's going to take weeks. This is a detour that needs to happen. We need to have our own mission. Right now, get everything sorted. We need to save Cornelia and get through Sandoria. That's not going to take a few weeks to get from Ishgard down here to Balamb. If we can smash this out as quick as we can, we will help. I will help. I don't care if I die on the battlefield. I'm not letting that guy take this place too. My worry for you is I understand not telling Sarah. But I am telling you now, if she finds out that I lied to her again after everything I have already put her through, she will kill me herself. I don't think she's going to survive the end of this. I'm going to try. I don't think she will. Whether that's by their hand or her own.
Your persuasion check.
Oh, fuck. I'm about to waste all my other points. Yeah, that's a luck point. I like this luck thing.
Yeah, don't you?
The 12 plus the 4, so 16. That's the best I'm going to
Okay.
be able to do. I am now out of everything, which I'm fine with because Nozak's absolutely acting on irrationality right now.
Okay.
Of course, I burst through everything and my inspiration. Fuck it. Just like Alter, my whole world is up in flames right now.
You're not getting it back.
No, don't. I did that one on purpose.
Okay. You've got a point. If we're quick, where did you see this? Where did you see him?
No, just full snow and a
Snow.
campfire. I know.
So north, at least, somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
And would I be able to? This is stupid. Can I roll history to see if I've learned anything through the geographical locations of the world in like studies or books to see like if I know it's either near Ishgard or near the the thing?
No, you can't roll for that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
You just
fair.
didn't see
Fair.
enough. So you'll know that
Yep.
it could either be near Ishgard or it could be
Yep.
up on one of these northern continents even. I mean, he might be on one of
Gotcha.
these continents. So you might have lucked out. But just because of the narrow view of the scry and because of the actual, you just didn't see enough. Okay?
Fair. Gotcha.
Okay. That does give us some time. If we're quick, we could still do the operation and then get back. Activating a couple more Guardian forces might be a good idea. I did.
We need Sandoria.
We need Sandoria.
We can't deny that. We need them on our side.
And in order to get them, we need Sarah focused. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. And if she finds out, she's probably going to kill you. But if you tell her now, she's going to get other people killed. And that will be your fault too.
Rock, meet hard place.
Well, you know how the other week, Wolf, I said like this should be the end of like Nozak's story. He doesn't need to like have something to drive him anymore. Yeah, fuck you in the most loving way possible.
This happened organically. This was not a
Yeah,
planned
no.
thing. It's at this point you hear footsteps and Squall kind of turns around and Renoa comes around the side. Is everything okay? People are getting a little antsy. Hold on, let me see.
Nozak's just gonna put his head in his hands and just start like it's just laughing maniacally because he is so fucked.
She's looking back and forth between the two of you. Is there anything I should know? Squall looks at her. No. Nozak was just having a moment. He wasn't able to get through. I think he's just cracking under the pressure.
Ooh, lying to his wife.
She
Great.
raises
I bring one couple together and I break another. Let's go. Why not?
She raises her
Let's
eyebrow.
hit that.
Is that right? Nozak, you weren't able to get through? She just levels her
I'm just
stare
gonna.
at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at her.
By the way, I'm gonna hold this up. He rolled a 3 on his deception for her.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
I was gonna give him disadvantage because in my head, Renoa can really read him. They've been together for a while, but after the 3, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He rolled a nat 1, and Renoa's like, "Shut the fuck up." I think knows that she's kind of looking at Renoa, and then I saw the Queenslock all dead in the snow. and there was a couple of bodies there. I didn't see any of the bodies moving. I didn't see any of the bodies frostbitten. I don't know how long it was there. I raised him, and Nozak's just gonna start crying. She's like, I
What do you
raised
mean you
him.
raised? She seems confused, looking back and forth. Wait, who are you trying to scry on? Raised who?
I don't know if Firian's alive or not. Not anymore, anyway. Which, you can't make me roll disadvantage, because technically that's the truth. Technically that's the truth.
She looks at you, back and forth, that squall. Wait. You're scrying on Firian. And you just see the blood drain from her face as well. As her and Squall kind of lock eyes, and he looks uncomfortable, just kind of shifting under her stare. And you weren't going to fucking tell me? Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's not.
We have to tell
First of
Sarah.
all,
She has to
no.
know. No, she doesn't. He just kind of cuts her off.
Renoa, please look at me. I need you to understand. I have already lied to her so many times about this situation. I have lied to her about Furian's family. I have lied to her about why I'm so close and how I know everything. I've lied to her about Luca. I've lied to her about so many things. How do I tell her that there might not even be someone to come back to? How do you tell someone that? You can't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm so deliberately using my words to be as ambiguous as possible with this. So I'm not lying, but I'm not telling the truth.
Well, she nat 20. You dropped enough hints to where it wasn't that much of a natural. So they both nat 20'd you, figuring out what you're trying to get here.
Okay, so
All I know,
they don't believe it, or they think he's dead.
no, they figured out what's going on. Both of them have figured out what's going on.
I'm sorry, I've been swearing so much. I'm stressed.
There's only so much, and I had them roll for it. They both got nat 20s. There's only so much knowing you were trying to look at Firian and seeing the Quetzalcoatl. They know who the Quetzalcoatl went after. I mean, they specifically activated it for that reason. So it wasn't.
He's gonna kill me.
Wasn't hard for them to connect those dots, especially when the dice were on their side. This changes everything. You have to tell her. And then Squall goes, he doesn't have to tell her anything. And then she looks at him, oh, so lying's just the answer now. Like you were just going to lie to me about this. I'm your partner. I'm your vice president, for God's sakes. And you were just going to keep this from me?
I can't double cast, but can I cast in rapid succession and just kind of like vortex warp them both like away from each other for a second?
You'd have to vortex warp, misty step, and then vortex warp again. Or just doing one would be enough to get them away.
Okay, Nozak.
Let me
Yo,
ask you
what's up,
this.
guys? Nozak's dead by the end of this.
Does that require it to be a willing? Does it requare it to be a willing creature?
It does. So they would need to roll against it.
They're not. They who are you going after?
Squall.
What's your spell save DC? Oof.
16.
Yeah, you got him.
Okay. I'm just gonna cast Vortex Warp on Squall. And kind of just... I'm not gonna move him the full 90 feet, because I could choose anywhere between myself and 90 feet away. And I'm just gonna move him... No, I'm gonna... Oh, no, I am gonna use it on Squall. I'm not changing my mind, that's stupid. I'm gonna use it on Squall, and I'm gonna put him, like... I'm gonna look down and see if there's like a bench or something that someone might be sitting down on, or along the walls or something. And I'm just gonna put him over there.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like maybe 30, 40 feet. So he'd still be able to hear. But it's gonna be like away from Renoa right now.
Okay.
Because Nozak's just gonna be like... Just do it. Shut up. Stop. Enough. This This is bigger than Balamb. This is bigger than you two. This is bigger than Sarah. This is more than... I have already explained to Squall what is going on. I will admit in there, when we talked about the plan, I would have preferred Squall to come with us and you to stay here because you're the compassionate one. You know what's going on. You know how to talk to the people. You're not just a cold, militaristic leader. You are a queen of this city. Squall is the one that is able to undo the... Who the fuck cares right now? Squall's the one that handles all the militaristic shit. He's the one that handles all of that crap. I'm going to look down and be like, you don't exactly have a heart for this. I don't know if that's fucking psychic damage, because I've read that motherfucker. But, like, I'm just going to look back and I'm going to be like, Renoa, I need you to understand that I can't tell her the truth, but I can tell her a truthful lie. And as shitty as it is, I would rather she think he's dead than the actual situation, because we already had that conversation last night with the Empress that she said already, the words were that he was beyond our help. And then if I come in today and I'm having that kind of reaction, she probably already thinks that he's dead, which is going to push her to try and take down the Empire even faster and worse. I would rather play on anger towards the Empire for killing him than have to deal with her essentially putting a sword through my heart. Because contrary to popular belief, I like breathing. It's fun. I would like to continue to breathe. That is something that I think would be an interesting thing to do.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so glad we're taking a freaking break next week, goddamn.
I really hope Blake and Izzy watch this episode.
Ace is gonna send me a message and be like, you done fucked up, kid.
Oh yeah, Ace is gonna be like, no!
What did you do?
8. Okay.
I don't have anything. I don't think. No, I don't think I have anything for that one.
At this point, Squall has started walking back that way. He was able to hear you, Renoa. He's right. We can't tell her the truth. But we can use this to our advantage. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't want to lie to you, but I didn't want to put you in the middle of this. I figured the less people that knew, the better. That's not what we agreed to. We are partners, damn it. Did you not think you could trust me with this? It's not that. It's not that. I was just trying to shield you from it. I'm sorry. He will also roll a persuasion check.
My next character's a goddamn barbarian. I'm not dealing with this magic shit again.
Ooh. All we're asking is for you not to say anything. We will deal with the truth when we have to. She just kind of looks between both of you.
Please just let me deal with it.
Fine.
So you don't have to.
Fine. We should get back, though, because people are starting to... They're going to start to talk. And she just turns around and leaves the two of you standing there. Back in the room, the two of you. They've been gone for a little bit. What are you all doing? At this point, a couple minutes after they left, Renoa excused herself and left as well. At this point, the room is starting to get tense and uncomfortable. Sarah has gotten up and she's pacing back and forth, just like nervous pacing. Sid is just like, looks like he's bored out of his fucking mind. He's just kind of like, looks like he's about to sleep. And Hojo is just sitting like this and just kind of staring at you, Grunthor, just like watching you. with this like look on his face, just like
Oh god.
it's weird. It's hard to describe. It's like a smirk. It's like this intrigued look, like you might see somebody just kind of staring at a caged animal in a zoo. Sarah pacing around. Something's happened. I know. I don't know why he won't just tell me. Like we talked about this last night. We know. What the fuck is taking them so long? She just kind of stops and just kind of screams in the middle of the room.
Well, Sarah said no.
Sarah, you know what? Is that Sarah's first one?
I
It
think
might
she's.
be,
I think
honestly.
she might have said fuck before, but I think that might be her first like out loud scream one.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn, give a girl a mason.
Teach her how to fight, and all of a
Great,
sudden she's just throwing around F-bombs here and there. Ooh.
great. We turned a queen into another Joan of Arc. Awesome.
What are y'all doing in the room?
Sarah Cornelia.
Sid, you said you knew where the Loprits reside, right?
Huh? What? Oh, fuck. Yeah. I know how to get to them. Are we still talking about that? I figured you'd have better things to do now. Sorry.
Oh no, it's I think it'd be a good idea to get a hold of them too. If they're anything like you and Nozak, their ingenuity and their smarts will be an incredible ally for this war.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I can give it a shot. They've been even more reclusive than the Nelson up there, but I can try. I mean, what else do I got to do? Can't be building airships no more. So,
Yeah, that's true. Do we have a way of? I wish I knew if the Empire took apart all their airships yet or not. I doubt they would, but it would be
take them
nice to know.
apart? I don't know. I could have recommissioned them for some stuff. There's a lot of parts in there, a lot of moving parts that could have turned into something else. I'd say they still have a couple of them, an off chance that, well, he starts to think for a minute. You know what, though? Y'all said that they was in league with these, what, betrayers, or whatever you fucking call them.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew, and for whatever reason, were trying to siphon the power off from the crystals. So they knew they wouldn't be needing their airship no more. I bet they
That is
did
a
break
fair
some of them
point.
down. I bet they've been
Oh
recommissioning them
shit!
for
And I
something.
bet. Yeah, that's how they've been getting the ships at Cornelia at the docks. I bet they broke down their airships there and
Could have.
recommissioned them for ships.
Now, but the thing with Altair, obviously they weren't expecting the wind to go quite so quick, but if they were planning that, they were planning to take the crystal's power for whatever fucking reason. Stupid fucking reason, has to be. Then yeah, I can't see why they'd have kept a whole fleet of airships without breaking them down, using those parts for something else. Question is, would they be building boats or would they be trying to build something else?
That's a good
Me,
question. I wonder if they.
I'd start building something I knew I'd need later on. Some kind of weapon.
Oh fuck!
That's just me.
Yeah, you
Luckily,
are
there's
pretty
only one
smart
of
though.
me.
Yeah, that's true. Thank gods.
At this point, the door opens. I don't know what kind of insight checks from all three of you.
Yeah.
No, sorry, not you, Nozak.
Yeah,
Just
not me.
the
I'm
two.
behind
Yeah.
her. Just, I feel like it's like Paul
15.
just like picked me up from the tuft of the back of my neck and just like kind of just lifted me in.
Grunthor's got a 5. You're a little unnerved, Grunthor, by the man that's just kind of staring at you. Like you notice her enter, but you don't really pick up on it. Now, Ava, on the other hand, her entire mood is shifted. This is the first time you've seen her not kind of super bubbly. I mean, even during other things that have been going to shit, things are soup. She's been kind of bubbly. She is, for lack of a better word, pissed. As she just goes back without saying anything and sits down in her seat quietly. She kind of puts her hands in her lap and just kind of stares down at them, kind of twiddling with her thumbs a little bit. couple seconds later, Nozak and Squall follow her in. Squall kind of just looks down at Nozak and goes back to his seat. As soon as you come to the door, Nozak, Sarah kind of jumps you. What is going on? What was that? You have to tell me something. Please, Nozak, please. I can handle it. You have to tell me. What did you see? Please.
I gotta think real carefully about what wording I use here.
To give a slight distraction, I am going to get up and walk over to Hojo, was the one
Yes.
staring at me.
Yeah.
And I'll stand right in front of him and is like, is there an issue?
Aren't you? No. I just find you fascinating. That's all he says. And then he just kind of stares at you and rubs his chin a little bit.
Such a
He
creep.
does not seem to be intimidated by you. At this point, he kind of like looks you up and down a little bit. Can I ask you a question? Do you remember anything from, say, 2 months ago? You can talk, I know. I've heard you do it.
Why?
Well, I'm just curious. Scientist, you see, that's what I do. I ask questions, I study. You are a fascinating specimen. Never before have I met someone like you. Someone that seemingly cheated death. In this way,
What?
I should point out.
What do you mean? Cheated death?
Well, so you don't have any recollection. That answers my question. Interesting. What's the first thing you can remember?
That would be my family, right, GM?
You remember your family, but you don't remember any activities involving them. Like, you remember their faces, their names, but you can't for the life of you remember doing anything with them. Like, no memories of going to the park or anything like that. Your oldest memory is waking up in that forest at the moment. You have flashes of memories, especially involving Sarah specifically, but those feel like you watched them on a movie or something. Not that you know what a movie is, but they feel like you've seen them as a third party. You know what I mean? But how you answer this question is totally up to you. That's how it is in your head.
How do you know me?
Well, we've only met once or twice, but it's I've heard your story. I see you standing here when I know you shouldn't be. It just makes me question how. Why? And if you are who you say you are,
I'm going to look over to the nearest person, whoever that may be, and just say something like,
Sid would be sitting right next to Hojo.
is this person need to be involved in our plans?
This fucker, he's harmless. He runs the science division, so probably. Especially if we're going to use the Guardian Forces. No, he's the kind of the brainchild, did all that shit, so. I didn't fucking invite him, though. I mean, talk to somebody else. I don't exactly get to make the invite list for these things. Hell, I try to skip them when I can.
I'm just going to turn towards him again, Hojo, and just glare at him and it's like, watch your words to me.
Okay.
You do not seem important, nor invited. That can be remedied. And I start to turn my back.
Okay. He just kind of keeps watching you as you go. Well, interesting response. You can see he kind of takes something and just starts writing something down in a little notepad he has. Like closes it shut.
Right, Nozak gave you some time to think.
Ava, I feel like you'd be able to learn a lot from Hojo about not being allowed anywhere near a primary school.
That's a
I
throwback
think he's the best
to
person to talk
last
to.
episode,
Oh God.
which is available on YouTube. All right. Your time has come, Nozak. Sarah is
Fuck.
standing there pleading with you, like looking you in the eye. As you look into her, there's nothing in her eyes but just pure, just she's begging you for the truth.
Can I make an insight check to see whether I think she would be able to handle it due to having our conversation last night about Firion being beyond our help?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. As she's standing there looking at you, as you stare into her eyes, you're feeling like this connection with her, and you've been getting closer and closer to her. And yesterday, you guys had kind of a breakthrough, right? This news will break her.
Oh, I'm getting my second character sheet ready.
I honestly don't know what you're gonna do, and I'm so here for it.
Okay, like, I'm not buying time because I know what I want to do now. But, like, above table, how do you even approach that subject? Like, at the end of the day,
I don't have
Nozak.
to.
No, I know, but like,
I just
what do
serve
you
up the plates
do?
and say, "Here you go, people."
Hashtag popcorn.
This is like the D&D shit I've always wanted to have. I've always wanted to have those like hard decisions, those like shitty situations. This is what I thrive on, and now I find out I'm just a
I
little
am
bit.
No.
actually Hojo. I'm like, what are you doing? She's waiting, begging you for
Why is there not a drum
answer.
roll on the
Is there-
soundboard?
Well, let's see if there's one in Sirenscape. Sirenscape does.
I think I have one.
We can do a dramatic note. Now you have to answer.
Anyway, I'm gonna look at her and I'm just gonna say, you remember last night when I spoke with the Empress and I asked her about Firion, and the Empress said that he was beyond our help. And you remember I said to you, word for word, that doesn't mean he's dead. We just don't know where he is, and they don't know where he is either.
I do.
You remember that, okay?
Nozak, what are you getting at? Please, this
I'm
suspense is killing me.
gonna look at Firion. Firion, fuck. No, I'm not. I'm gonna
Get
look
the
at
thing
Squall.
back out. All right, hold on.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, put it back. I'm gonna look at Squall, and I am just gonna start getting ready to cast spells on myself.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna say it loud enough of just, I can't lie to you. I don't know how I can't break that. We are in this. But, you know, the Quetzalcoatl was sent to protect us from one person.
Nozak. Squall at this point is just kind of stands up. What are you doing? Spit it out if you're going to say it.
We need you, and Firion does, because I think I can save him. And I'm going to...
Save him from what? What is
I'm
happening?
going to say that I scryed on Firion, and there was only one person there, and it was the Dark Knight. But I think I know how to save him.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. We will see what happens when we pick up 2 weeks from now. So, hi guys. How you doing? Y'all doing okay? Yeah, so I've been sitting on that one for a while, wondering when someone was gonna scry. That's why I was kind of like, it was like eating me up inside. I was like, they need to know. So, and I was like, okay, at this point, Sarah would have been like, can someone please check in on my fucking husband for me, please? Because no one thought to do it. So, yeah, there we go. We will be off next week as far as Kupo Quest is concerned. So we will pick this story back up in 2 weeks. But we are still streaming next week. So this time slot, Monday at 9:30, we are going to be doing a Halloween spooky one-shot using the Walking Dead RPG. So that's going to be a little more tailored for a survival type game, one-shot. I'm going to do my best to kill as many people as I can because it's a one-shot and it's Halloween because that's what we do, right? So check that out. We will still be here. It should be the Kupo Quest gang. I think we got all 5 of us on board. Wait, there's 6 with me. And then we will be back 2 weeks from now to pick up from this dramatic moment. And then again, we've got more stuff coming out on the stream every week now. I'm doing Magic on Thursdays, just getting into playing some Magic Arena. And then starting on Sunday, we're doing a Baldur's Gate 3 campaign. So I've got, it's going to be 4 of us, me, my brother Soloist, and then Vault and Lone Wolf will be starting a Baldur's Gate 3 campaign on the channel too. So with that, I am going to end the stream so these guys can yell at me for a minute. And then we will see you here next week for The Walking Dead and the week after for Kupo Quest. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching on Twitch. I'm going to say this for the first time just because I can. If you had fun here, you can hit that little subscribe button, right? Because I can say that now. Because guess what? We're affiliate, you know? And by the way, if you're like Amazon Prime, you can do it for free. Yeah. So no reason not to, right? Anyway, we will be back here next week. Lally ho, friends. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.